Hello and welcome to episode 265 of the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. Hello and welcome. I didn't say welcome. You are indeed welcome. Today, we are doing a Page Plant concert, one of my favorite Page Plant concerts. I did it before a zillion years ago, for real, like 5 years ago. And I'm not going to do any of the songs that I covered last time. So, there. It's all new stuff. I'm doing this in, well, two reasons. First is the show that I downloaded to do today was an remixed AI, remastered, magical, fixed everything, changed the sound, expanded the stereo sound stage, etc. of July 28th, 1973. One of the song remains the same filming performances, but a tape of that. But it sounds terrible, real ear fatiguey, and just it doesn't sound great to me. So when I realized that, as I was getting ready to do the podcast, I had to scramble. But then I was like, oh yes, Page Plant, this one, Bizzare Festival, 1998. Great show. It was televised, so you can watch it on YouTube in high def, maybe even. Excellent show. Walking Into Clarksdale tour, an album which I have revisited. It's still not my favorite. I don't think it's a great album, but it's got some good tracks. And I even listened to a different track listing of it. Somebody, I can't remember who, and I don't know who, but had a, let me try to find, I'm doing two things at once here. There it is. What different track listing is what I'm saying for Walking Into Clarksdale, including the bonus tracks that are on the like Japanese singles, etc. And it made a real difference. Cosmic Cloud, that's what it is. A Cosmic Cloud presentation. Basically different track listing, and this is TM Tom H edit. Zeppelin fan. Oh, I think he's somebody active on the Discord. Anyways, the track listing he uses for the album is Sons of Freedom, House of Love, When the World Was Young, Heart in Your Hand, Most High, Burning Up, Please Read the Letter, Upon a Golden Horse, Shining in the Light, Blue Train, Walking Into Clarksdale, The Window, When I Was a Child, and finishing from Whiskey from the Glass. It makes the album a lot better. I still can't get through the whole thing before I just turn it off. But opening with Sons of Freedom, just that bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. It's cool. Definitely check it out, or do it yourself and see. It makes it better. But in listening to that, I did have to listen to half of that album before I gave up. But the producer of that album, Steve Albini, who actually really wasn't the producer, as he said, he was just the engineer doing what they said. Jimmy and Robert had final say. He passed away, and he's a legendary producer of a lot of alt stuff. Nirvana, of course, is the big one. The Pixies, and a million, trillion other bands and albums. He has a great sound. He has a great ethic. Was very funny, very acerbic, kind of dickish and asshole-ish in a way. Wrote a great scathing critique of Steely Dan and their production techniques not long ago. That's hilarious. And, I'm going to play a little of an interview with him talking about the recording of Clarksdale at some point, but not quite yet. Anyway, he passed away, had a heart attack, died at the age of 61. And so we're going to shout out to him a little bit as well. But moving forward, again, as I said, Page and Plant concert at the Bizzare Festival, August 23rd, 1998. At der Butzweiler Hof, Koln, Germany. And the track listing is as follows. You can get this at heartofmarkness.com. The Wanton Song, Bring It On Home, Heartbreaker. This is a great tour, by the way, the 98 tour. Excellent. You may not like the album, but the tour is great. Jimmy's playing like a monster. Ramble On, Walking Into Clarksdale, No Quarter, Shining in the Light, Gallows Pole, Heart in Your Hand, Babe I'm Gonna Leave You, Most High, How Many More Times, Spoonful, Spoon, that spoonful. Going into Whole Lotta Love, finishing up with Rock and Roll. So as you can see, a lot of this is Zepp songs. By the time they started the tour, I think in February, playing almost all of Clarksdale, and as the tour progressed, the Clarksdale tunes fell off one by one, and the Zeppelin tunes joined one by one. Jimmy was playing, and by this time, Jimmy had won over, gained, if not dominance, equity with Robert as far as influence goes, it seems, with the band, because originally in 95, Page Plant was Robert Plant's band, plus Jimmy Page, working together doing cool shit. Then they toured, they did this album together as Page Plant, came out, and by that time the band had gelled so much to Jimmy that it was more Jimmy's band in a way, and you could tell that it ended up just becoming more and more classic rock Led Zeppelin reunion, mini reunion, instead of, hey, let's celebrate this new stuff, which, as we all know, which is what Robert's all about. So at the end of the tour, he ducked out and ended the project, and more power to him, kind of. All right, what are we going to play first? Well, we are going to, in the name of Steve Albini and in the name of Walking Into Clarksdale, we are going to we're going to play a Clarksdale tune, which is Shining in the Light? No. Heart in Your Hand? No, although it's beautiful. That's on my last one. Most High. Let's do Most High. Alrighty, Most High, great tune. They're single, and kind of a bait and switch, because the single's badass. You hear the single and go, oh, I'll check this album out. And it's the only song on the single that sounds that way. Whatever. Here we go. Heart in Your Hand, produced by Steve Albini, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. August 23rd in Germany.
Thank you very kindly. Can you feel it? Man, you must feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. God's the truth, oh Lord Most High. A frightened dove in the starless sky. Oh, so high, Most High, so high. Who hides the east from a blind man's eye? From the land of peace, where the righteous cry. Oh, so high, so high, so high, so high. Put out the words of the King, and with the stars and all the song. Through the night when my spirit was born, ringless through the heart. his heart steals. See all the kids fall down. Oh. So high, so high, so high, so high. Lord Most High, a frightened girl in a starless sky. Oh, 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 yeah.
Rhythm section of the world today. Would you give a big warm welcome on drums to Mr. Michael Lee? On bass guitar, Mr. Charlie Jones.
And that's it. It's just Michael Lee and Charlie Jones on stage. They're such good musicians that they can, using ghost notes and spaces where the other artists would be, like Jimmy and Robert, who, as was just demonstrated, were not there. The mind fills in the rest. No, that was good. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's very much a Robert Plant song that could have been on Fate of Nations, which is not a slam. I love Fate of Nations. But if the rest of the album perhaps kept that level of complexity, it wasn't representative of what the rest of the album sounded like. So people got the album and were like, ugh. And a lot of the songs sound very similar, have the same mood, and because it was done one of those, let's do it on the fly, go in and kick ass. But in the absence of John Paul Jones and John Bonham, and the absence of being still in your 20s or 30s, I don't know, the diversity of style and mood affects me against that album a bit, I guess, is how I would say it. But the performance is kick-ass, and that song, it's a good song. And I used to dog Jimmy for like not doing a lot of solo and kick-ass Jimmy work on this album. But what he does is done impeccably. The drone notes that I'd never really paid attention to, I knew they were there, but listening to his drone when he's doing the, the tone is great. It's bow. It sounds really cool. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it too. All righty. We have, what do we got? Hey, let's move along to Walking Into Clarksdale itself. Another interesting song. It disappointed me because Clarksdale, one of the homes of the Delta Blues, right there in Mississippi, I believe. I drove through it. I know that at one point. Didn't stop. But what did I expect? A great Jimmy Page blues solo. And instead it's more of a chaotic kind of, kind of this. It's a Jimmy Page solo from of a different type. But nice vibe, nice mood. I didn't understand it at first with the whammy work and stuff for years, but now that I see that this is indeed what they intended to present, I can appreciate it as such. Walking Into Clarksdale, another song off the record album, Walking Into Clarksdale. Enjoy.
I can't hear that. Do you feel all right? I can't hear that. Do you feel all right? Well, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. And thank God. It's great to be back in your country. We come back again in November. We got a lot of places to go, some new songs to play, some old songs to play, some new songs to play. This is the first new song. It's called Walking Into Clarksdale. As my feet hit the ground, before I could talk I was humming an old railroad sound. Things didn't get much better when by the age of 5 they called me walking into Clarksdale, trying to keep my friends alive. Time for celebration, there is no cure. See, I was born and raised on the wrong killing floor. All my loved ones gathered round, see if the experiment had worked. I was misplaced out of time for religion work. Oh, mama, please, don't cry for me. Tears to the river, tears to the free. I see 12 white horses, yeah, walking in a line, moving east across that metal bridge on Highway 49. I'm standing in the shadows of a burnt-out motel, looking at Pumpers, Mississippi, winning when the times of hell. Tiny riverboat taking income from the poor. This move across the levee in an artificial pool. There's a 6-mile tailback on a junction 304. There's a stranger on the crossroads we've seen his face before. Oh, mama, please, don't cry for me. Tears to the river, tears to be free. Sad to be leaving, sun's gone down, really got to go now. Sad to be leaving, sun gone down, really got to go now. Yeah, gotta go now. Yeah. Sad to believe the sun's gone down, I really got to go now. Sad to believe the sun's gone down, I really got to go now. Yeah, it's gotta go now.
There you have. High energy, impeccably performed. You don't have to like the song, because I don't really like the song, but you do have to respect the power and proficiency of the performance, in my opinion. I like it. 98 was a good year for these guys, performing-wise. Jimmy, of course, being instrumental in that. But good. All right, it is time for the spiel. Brace yourselves, y'all. It's a spiel, so it's going to be spiely. You can find me wherever you found me, because you already found me podcast-wise, but I'm everywhere else, too. So, yes, Spotify, Apple, Android, all that shit. Podbean, probably. SoundCloud is where I originate, so you can go there. I'm also on YouTube as The Heart of Markness. I've started putting the bonus episodes up, too. I finally got caught up with the regular episodes. Put a poll out there on my channel and said, hey, I've got a bunch of these classic rock episodes from back in the pandemic. Remember those bonus episodes? Do you want those from other bands? And people said yes, so I started putting them up too. That's on YouTube, Heart of Markness. Where else am I? heartofmarkness.com, I may have mentioned earlier. That's my blog where I post not only the podcast, but links to the entire show. Remember when I read that set list? heartofmarkness.com is where you go to find that show. Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then you can download it and have the whole damn thing to yourself. La 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 la. Patrons. I also have a Patreon. Doodah. That you are welcome to take a look at. And I have been going crazy on my Patreon lately. I've finally figured a way to just work it in and just get things up all the time. So I'm throwing stuff up there. Just about every weekend is something for somebody lately, and I'm going to keep that going. A few of the last shows that only the patrons get, not you people, because the patrons are better than you. Unless you join, in which case you're better than them. See? Tick-tock. We've got Robert Plant and the Sensational Space Shifters from the Vancouver Jazz Fest in 2018. That's incredible. The recording is incredible, and the performance is powerful as fuck. First night in LA for the Arms concert. A new source from Rick L., not Mike Millard, who was there the next night, but it is almost as good as a Mike Millard as far as capturing everything. It's very beautiful. January 5th, 1983, get to hear Jimmy and Joe Cocker and Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, all those guys all together. And then we have some Jonesy from March at the Bizzare Festival. We have his set with Thurston Moore, John Paul Jones and Thurston Moore, the improv set. There's another one, Led Zeppelin at the London Lyceum, 1969. Jonesy at the Bizzare Fest, his solo set with the pipe organ and all that stuff. And Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck, March 1981, where Jimmy got on stage and played Going Down with his buddy Jeff Beck. Good stuff. That is at patreon.com/Heart of Markness if you are interested in taking a look at that and seeing if there's something there for you. A Laurel and Hardy handshake go out to the current titans upon whose shoulders rests this humble yet mighty podcast, and that is Keith and Tilda, Steve, George, Big Ed, Kenny, John from West Footscray, Picard, who attended the Jimmy Page concert that I was at, the Outrider show, Rob from Melbourne, Australia, Wayne from Parts Unknown, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, Other and Best David, Bonzo, Billy, and Mimo. Facebook. Mimo shared something on our Facebook group. There's a Facebook group with about 300 folks, Heart of Markness, fans of the podcast, friends of mine, etc., where I also post the podcast, and other people post cool shit, like Mimo posting a cool reaction from a tribal from, looks like, North Africa, who responding to Kashmir for the first time, one of those, and it's really, really cool. So, you're welcome to join that as well. Find me if you wanna. I'm everywhere. Alrighty, now back to our show. And what do I have for you coming back to our show? I have a really cool little bluesy and Willie Dixon Spoonful, typically performed by Howlin' Wolf, this time by Page and Plant, going into Whole Lotta Love with some cool stuff and cool stuff. So let's listen to some cool stuff.
My big spoonful of coffee Oh, could be a spoonful of tea. Just a little spoon of your precious love. Satisfy for me. Men lied about spoons. Some of them cried about, died about. Everybody's talking about a spoon. That spoon, that spoon, that spoon. That spoon, that spoon, that spoon. Might be a spoonful of diamond. Save across the burning sands, yeah. Just a little spoon of your precious love. Satisfy my demand. Men lie about it. They cry about it. They die about it. Oh, everything's talking about a spoon. That spoon, that spoon, that 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 spoon. Fuck! You need cooling, baby, I ain't fooling. Gonna send ya back to school, way out of sight. I want you to need love. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love. Yeah, say that, say that love. Oh yeah, yeah. You've been yawning, but baby, I've been learning. I'm a good time, baby. I've been the same. When I'm inside, I want you to eat love. Wanna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love. Yeah. I want a whole lot of love. 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 yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Way down inside, woman, you need it.
That was cool. I liked that. Hopefully you liked it too. Whoops, hang on a second. There, I turned my fan off because I realized it sounds like I'm going to parachute into occupied France. So, sorry about that, folks. But that was high energy, well played. Jimmy's little solo at the end with the wah-wah, good tone, good growl. I approve. Thank God. Rest easy, Jimmy. Rest easy, Robert. It's okay. I liked it. The hubris. Well, that's all I've got for you, except for I have about 7 or 8 minutes of Steve Albini talking about working with Robert and Jimmy and recording Clarksdale. He's an acerbic individual. He does not worship them, although he likes and respects them. But it's funny. It's insightful. But I mean, if you're expecting just frantic Jimmy and Robert dick riding or ass kissing, you don't get it, because he is their Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, which is incredible, but he's also Steve Albini. So it's fascinating and insightful, and Steve sounds like everybody I've ever known in Portland in the music scene. So enjoy, friends, and I may pop back after that and just say bye, but you can tap out now if you just want the music. Otherwise, here's some Steve Albini talking about recording Clarksdale.
On Wednesday, Robert would say to Jimmy, "Be nice if there was an orchestra here in this part of the song." And then, 12 hours later, there's an arranger who's written a complete score for this orchestral addition to a song. Jimmy Page and the arranger are going over it, listening to this demo that he's done. The day after that, Nigel Kennedy and 24 chairs from the London Symphony Orchestra are there at Abbey Road, ready to record this orchestral thing. It's like fucking insane what they could pull off. Yeah. Just having infinite money at your disposal makes life really great. Wow. So, I mean, it was great. The whole experience was really great, But it was, from the beginning, it was clear that there was, they made all the artistic decisions and they ran the band. And I was just sort of the technical help in that. But I was happy to do it, It's a great experience.
Did you mix the record too?
Yeah. And, everything about the experience was great from my end.
Yeah.
There are better records in the world. That's not really, not really here or there, but it was, just the experience of doing it was great.
Yeah, I'm sure. So would you
incredible war stories too. Just
I can imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Shit that, I mean, they've lived like deities walking on, like gods walking the earth. They've lived like that since they were fucking teenagers. You know? It's just incredible the shit.
So would you have dinner with them and stuff? And
typically, lunch would be on the session. Breakfast was on me. Lunch was on the session, and dinner was on me. Meaning, if there was a break in the session in the middle of the day for lunch, we typically would have lunch at the canteen at Abbey Road. Like there's a cafeteria there.
Yeah.
But if I wanted a breakfast, I had to pay for it myself. And if I wanted a dinner, I had to pay for it myself.
Yeah.
But they could have an orchestra come in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't socialize that much, but we did some. Like they went to a Rolf Harris gig, and they invited me and Heather and my wife and our friends were like a couple of friends were in town, and we went to go see Rolf Harris play the didgeridoo and wobble board. And there he is doing a fucking didgeridoo version of Stairway to Heaven. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. It was fucking insane. Yeah, it was a lot of it was great. A lot of the thing was just like totally surreal experiences, like having Robert Plant ask my wife what she thought of this band Slint, shit like that is just.
Were you into Zeppelin growing up?
Not really, no. I mean, you have to acknowledge how important they were. Like, I mean, even if you're not into that music, they were like a cornerstone band,
Yeah.
And those records are impeccable. Like the records are really, really remarkable sounding records for the era and of all time. They're just great sounding records, and all made under like the most insane conditions. Like a basic track done on a mobile truck in a fucking barn, and then an overdub done after a gig in New York, and then the mix done, like high as fucking bird pussy in Los Angeles, and then every song on the record is like that, the complete patchwork. But they all sound amazing. Like they sound incredible. Just the consistent, really remarkable quality of those records is just unmatched. Like nobody's ever had a run of 4 or 5 records that good ever. And so there's that, and then also like they're part of the vocabulary. And bands that I like wouldn't have existed without that. Yeah. So the fact that I wasn't into them at the time doesn't really mean anything regarding my like appreciation for them. And over time, of course, I came to develop an appreciation of Led Zeppelin just because those records are awesome. But like when I was a teenager and Led Zeppelin were a current band, I was not into that music.
Sure.
Mainly because I was not into the people who were into that music.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's all that stuff falls away, and you're left with just the records, and the records are fucking amazing. And like some of the most incredible musicians,
Oh yeah.
Like John Bonham, widely regarded as the greatest rock drummer of all time. I think he's totally underrated. I think he's like a fucking landmark musician,
Right.
Just and the same with Jimmy Page and Robert and John Paul Jones, And Robert Plant, as irritating as his vocal style could be, fucking owns it. Like nobody could shake him from any of that stuff. Like, there's something about a dude that's just so completely convinced of his greatness that you're just like, you're right. You are. That's kind of incredible what you're doing. Yeah. There's something about that just completely wins me over. I mean, it could be like a fucking bucket drummer, like in the subway. Like, it's just somebody that's like so owns his thing. It's like, I am the baddest at this, Like, you are,
Right.
I really like that. It's not the same as like somebody like sort of pompously like thinking highly of himself.
Like false.
It's just like he just really enjoys his own thing. Like just loves savors the smell of his own fart. Just, And that's like there's something about that you just can't help but be charmed by.
Yeah. Right.
And there you have it, folks. Steve Albini. Love him or not, you got to respect his body of work. Plus, that was hilarious. If not exactly, I don't know. It was hilarious. You know what? Fuck it. It was hilarious. Thanks for listening. I'll be back next Sunday with more stuff. Led Zeppelin or Led Zeppelin adjacent. Probably Led Zeppelin. We should go with Led Zeppelin, right? Yeah, Led Zeppelin. We'll do it. Next Sunday, please be good to yourselves and each other, and adios.